going on, warriors? Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to take body measurements. So before I get up and show you how to do it on your body, we're going to talk tools, okay? So there's a different system for different things. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this with a shoelace because it is the cheapest and the simplest strategy. But you can also get these. These are actually fitness measuring devices, and they have a fun little button that you can press and lock them. You put the little doodad inside here, and then you can very simply push the button and get an accurate measurement. Now, this is great if you can get your hand on these. They're not horribly expensive. You can get them online on Amazon. You can get them in most fitness shops, but they do have this really unfortunate tearing issue, which happens a lot. So you'll be replacing them fairly regularly. Second is this, which is the worst option. This is a standard measuring tape, and they are not only very inaccurate, they're very difficult to manage. They're cumbersome. They don't go where you want them to. If you're doing behind yourself, you can't tell if it's twisted unless you have a mirror. 10 out of 10 don't recommend this, but you can keep it handy because it will be helpful when you are using the shoelace. So let me show you how to do it with a shoelace or a piece of string, anything really. Now, the reason I don't like the measuring tape is because when you are measuring yourself and you're trying to get that piece around, you're looking down and it's actually changing your posture as you're measuring, and then trying to figure out, like, is that in the right spot? Am I measuring right? Is really annoying. And oftentimes you're messing it up. So this way is super simple. So there's a few different places on your body that you want to be taking measurements from. When I train my clients, I try to get them to do all on the same side or do the whole body. Okay. So if you're going to be measuring just one part, like one arm, one leg, obviously one waist, make sure you're not doing your left arm and your right leg. Okay. All one side of the body. So when you're measuring your waist, you want to make sure that you're not wearing really compressive clothing. These are just very loose shorts. My cat's going to get in the way here. And what you want to find is the smallest part of your waist. Okay. And if you have a mirror, it's fairly easy to tell. I'm pretty short torsoed, so like I don't have a lot of room between my hips and the bottom of my ribs. So the smallest part for me is going to be right here below my ribs. And all you're going to do is you're going to take that shoelace around, completely exhale, breathe out, and put it around. You don't even have to look. Find the end of your shoelace and let it go. Okay. Obviously, the smaller end is not my waist. Okay, so it's pretty obvious to tell. And then you can grab your shoelace, grab your measuring tape, find the end that starts with 1, and you're just holding this end here. Grab it, pull it nice and straight, and get your measurement, which is 36 inches. Right on the money. Nice. Okay, so that's how you measure your waist, and you're going to do this all over your body. In the app that I have, it has measurement logs, so you can actually see graphs of how you are losing weight over time. It'll have you measure your neck if you care about that. I like to see total body inch loss because we don't all lose weight in the same spots, and we don't all lose weight in the same order. And sometimes you're going to be losing weight in different areas from week to week. And so you may feel like you're getting no progress, but man, you just lost like a centimeter of jowl. So that's awesome, right? So make sure you're measuring everything. So if you're measuring your neck, I like to take it just like right under my chin so that I'm not messing it up. If I was a man, it would be the top of my Adam's apple, but I'm not. So I don't have one of those. Measure there, same thing. You're grabbing it here where the end of this is meeting here, and you just let go and then measure that there and write it down. Or if you're using my app, you can log it in your app. If you're measuring your bicep, this is why this becomes super simple. You're going to take your arm like so. And for me, my personal preference, you guys, is to have a flexed bicep because I want to see the bulk of the growth. So again, you're not doing this as tight as you can, just so it is on there, pinching it where it connects and letting it go. And you're picking the biggest part of your bicep to do that with. Look at that bicep. She's so beautiful. Okay, thigh. That's another place. So I like a landmark for me. I'm one of them lucky people that I have moles on my leg. And so I pick either a mole, or I might pick a spot in my tattoo that's going to be really easy to remember. Or for you, if you want, you can just pick the biggest part of your leg. and you're gonna have to look in a mirror to decide that. So the issue with measurements is as you're losing weight, the biggest part of your leg might change from week to week. So the biggest part of your leg after you've lost a couple inches where you were measuring before might be somewhere else, and it might not be a lot less than it was when you measured the other one. You know what I'm saying? So we don't lose weight like you're squeezing it out of a tube. We tend to lose weight in the reverse order that we put it on. So for me, I lose my boobs and my butt first. Thank you, genetics, and belly last. And lots of women will lose there. You may lose in your back, right? This sucker here. You may lose your love handles last. You may lose your legs first and have the skinny little legs on a marshmallow body. That's just genetics, and there's nothing you can do to control that, okay? The last place that you're going to want to measure, so we've got bicep, neck, waist, legs, well, 2 more spots here. So hips, you measure at the pubic bone, okay? So you can check on yourself where your self comes together. You can feel the bone of that. If you don't know where your pubic bone is, just pick up an anatomy book. I can't show you on here. It's not appropriate, all right? And all you're going to do is bring that shoelace around to find your pelvic bone. Try to make sure that this is level as possible. So pretty horizontal to the ground. We like that. And once again, let her go. And obviously the bigger side is going to be your shoelace. Yeah. Okay. So we've got hips, waist, bicep, boobs. This is where it can get a little tricky. Do you measure the under bust? Do you measure over the boobs? For me, I do 2 measurements because as a woman, we will lose weight here around our rib cage, our bust line, or under our bust, but we will also lose fat in our chest, right? Our breasts are made up of breast tissue and fat. And so as you lose weight, those will go as well. So 2 measurements I take here. And if you're wearing an underwire bra, this isn't ideal. Ideally, you're doing this naked, but if you can't do it naked, that's fine too. Just this is a very loose bra I've got on here. So you just measure, snug it right up underneath those ladies. Make sure it is as horizontal with the ground as you can get. Okay. And again, you're just letting that go and measuring with your tape. So the second is the nipple line. Okay. So just check where they may be or where they should be. And if yours are pointing south, then find the widest part of your breast. It's all good. It happens to all of us, all right? Especially if you breastfeed 3 babies like I did. Okay, so find the nipple line, try to make it as horizontal as possible, ground, and then once again, where the end is meeting here is your measurement. And that's how you measure the shoelace. Super, super simple. If you're doing this in an app, it makes it even easier to just log and check your graphs over the course. If you're just doing this with paper, or maybe you've got one of my paper trackers from my 6-week program, then you can just log that in there and you can see there how your measurements are changing from week to week. I prefer the digital because then I don't have to think and I don't have to math, and I can just open it up and go, hey, look at that. I lost like 4 centimeters off my waist this week. That's awesome. So measurements, super duper important. Quick review of your tools. We have the shoelace, which you can get for almost no money at all. If you're throwing out a pair of shoes, just keep the laces. This is a very important tool. It's handy to have and really easy to use. You'll need it with this. This is the worst possible thing you can measure yourself with. I know dressmakers are coming after me, aren't you? You line up the end of your shoelace with your measurement. One thing you want to be careful of is that you're not taking the shoelace and stretching it. They're stretchy, okay? That's why when we're measuring, we're not pulling the shoelace super tight over where you're measuring. You're just getting the measurement, let it be, and measure along the lines here, okay? The other thing that you can get if you want to have a really fancy one, but they do rip, I've gone through about 5 of these, are these really cool handy dandy things. They're super easy to use other than the fact that they rip. So if I measure my waist, boop, 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 and you just stuff the thing in the hole and let it go, right? So it'll catch and then push the button and it'll hold it there. Okay, that's it. Those are your measuring tools. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Send me a message. You can see the link down below to my free Facebook community where we run lots of challenges. I've got recipes, I got free workouts in there. I hope you guys will join me in there. And if you're here on the 6-week abs and glutes program, congratulations. I'm so excited for you to do this. Take a look at your workout program because there's going to be video links in every single exercise on here so that you'll be able to see how to do all of these in the comfort of your own living room. Have the best day ever.